Hi and welcome to this Blueberry Markets video update with me, John Kibler, Head Currency Analyst. In this video we're going to do the Forex market wrap, so we're just going to go through what's happened this week, what we expect to happen next week, and so basically starting on Euro USD, the trade of the day that we posted yesterday looks like it's not going to trigger, unfortunately. We're expecting the market to kind of pull back today, being Friday typically is a pullback day. So we were waiting for the pullback into this area to go short, but it hasn't actually done that. It's continued to follow through with this daily momentum. What I like about this as well is if we just take a look at that weekly time frame, like we looked at in the market outlook, we can see that we're breaking through that trend line support now, suggesting to me that we are going to come down into this original target area just in here. So we just need to bide our time, have a little bit of patience and look for some trading opportunities in line with that bias next week. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this position out, or close that trade. Don't need it anymore, and we'll look to reposition ourselves next week. But nice breakout off this weekly trend line, suggesting that we are going to fall back to at least these lows just through here, if it doesn't do that by today. If it does do that by today, then I'd expect a bounce next week, but we'll cover that in next week's market outlook. Aussie US dollar starting to break down. We've seen a return to the risk-off sentiment in the market. This is because of the virus outbreak in China and pretty much globally now. So you're seeing the markets rush into this risk-off sentiment, seeing the safe havens being bought and the risk-on assets such as Aussie being affected deeply. So expecting this momentum to continue. Again, a similar thing to the euro. Aussie is actually just looking to break through this trend line now. If it closes below by the end of today, then I'd expect further downside into this 67500 level, giving us opportunity early next week to short this market to this level. If it doesn't and it bounces, we could see another rally back up into this 6900 area, where the market has found recent resistance in the past, where we might get sort of like a right shoulder form in this bit of a head and shoulders pattern. But essentially, we want to see that market react to this level. If it does, we're going to trade whichever way the market tells us that it's more likely to happen. So a break lower, close lower would suggest further downside. A break back above, we'd have to wait to see if we get that pullback into that 6900 level. Kiwi dollar, so still in this trade. It's been going on for a while now. Market's pushing a little bit lower now. Again, that risk off sentiment coming back in. If the market finds a bit of support here and bounces back into the profit zone, might take some profits on this a little bit early, just to save us sticking with this one. But yeah, we holding it for now, just in case we do get that bounce up early in the week. But we'll assess that again in the market outlook next week. But keep an eye on your Aussie dollar. This is what's really making some ground. I banked the profits on euro yen, and this one is still going towards those key targets. So it is a Friday, remember. If you want to bank those profits, you can. We're about 20 pips away. I banked it about 70 pips away from the target, just to be on the safe side. But 20 pips away. The market's done its job. We shorted it all the way up in here. So that's a great move down in there. Really good trade. Again, look at this weekly time frame, suggesting that we're going to start seeing another impulse lower. If we bring that trend line support right through, if it breaks through that, then I expect another leg out of this, maybe similar to this move that we saw down here. So yeah, keep your eyes focused on these yen pairs, this risk off sentiment in the market. If this coronavirus continues to pour out with more areas being affected and more people being affected, then we could see the rush to those safe haven currencies. Another safe haven, or what could be considered to be an online safe haven, Bitcoin, you could look for some long opportunities on this now. We've pulled back into those previous breakout highs. We're forming a nice strategy set up here on the 8-hour chart, so you could look for those long positions on Bitcoin. Maybe want some digital safe havens there. If I go to the gold chart as well, actually, let's just bring gold in on the action here, wherever it may be. Might be a little bit higher up. Here we go. Gold also feeling that safe haven flows, so you can see we're starting to push higher again on gold. If that is to occur, then I'd expect another run up into that resistance level. So you might want to look for short time frame trades on your gold pair. Now we're starting to break through sort of like the 1568 area. If we hold above this, we could look for those longs up all the way back into that sort of $1,600 level. So keep your eye on the safe haven flows. I think this is where we're going to see a lot of action going into next week, but we'll update you in the market outlook. Hope you have a great weekend, and I'll speak to you next week.